Hello, welcome to a new unboxing and quick analysis. Today we'll be a new JJRC model. This is the H26D. So it's nothing else than the Tarantula version 2, branded also by JJRC by the H16. So this model is even a little bit more larger. Okay, it comes in white edition or like mine in green edition. The features announced are great. For my version, the D version, is come with the 3 megapixel camera and with a wide angle and a 2-axis gimbal. No stabilization here, you just can control the pan and tilt of this camera, okay, no auto stabilizations. And other nice features, the control range is announced to be more than 300 meters, that's great. So it's all around $100, so it can be a first entry AP machine for a low budget. So what you will find in this box, here is the contents of this one. Here is the quadcopter reset. As you can see, it's a huge machine, a very big one, especially with this landing gear. So when you will receive this box, you have to mount your landing gears. It's pretty easy, just need to clip it like this and to screw each props, okay, thanks to the props given in the spare bags, okay. So the props itself are exactly the same as the Tarantula. They got a very nice shape and pitch, so offering a good trust, okay. Mine came in green edition, and another originality, the LiPo compartment is on the top of it, okay. I strongly advise, as soon as you will clip your battery, you insert it, you should rescrew the screw to lock the doors, because you can lose it mid-flight, okay. I will enter into more details into instance to this quadcopter. What you will find, here is a transmitter. So this is the JJRC chassis of the transmitter, okay. Two shoulder buttons, but each of them got two functions, okay. So for the left one, I can turn the quadcopter. You will, if you press on front, you will start or turn off the camera recording, okay, and you have a small logo appearing on the small LCD display. If you press rear, you will be able to take a pictures, and you have a small logo appearing here, okay, indicating that you're shooting photos. And for the right shoulder button, if you press front, okay, it's to flips your quadcopter, but if you press on rear, you will be able to select one of the three speed modes, sorry. For the two first, only the demo one is indicated on the LCD, but on the third, with 3 beeps, the demo 2 is appearing on your LCD screen, okay? I will say the more important button for this model, well, at least for the D version, including gimbal, are this model. This button, you will be able to control the pitch and the roll. So I will make a small demonstration. I will turn on the quadcopter, okay? Maybe I have to turn on the okay, now it's on, and you will be able to see that I can control the pitch, the roll here, okay, and with the gimbal associated with. So it's a very nice features, but in my point of view, with the pure camera version, is a little bit useless to control the gimbal, since you don't have any feedback of your orientation in real time. So it's pretty hard after a few meters to exactly know the right angle of your camera. That's probably the main drawback of the pure camera version. But it's also existing for the Wi-Fi, and I think there will be a pure 5.8 GHz FPV version associated with this chassis H26. Okay, so this transmitter is based on the RF chip XN297. The protocol used is unknown actually. I was not able to bind in with any existing protocol based on this same RF chip. But anyway, you have a power amplifier and the transmitter, and everything seems to be okay in the flying controlling board. Okay, the antenna is almost installed vertically inside, that's a good point, and the antenna lens very well trimmed to 31 mm associated with the 2.4 GHz antenna. What also came with this content, you have these props, okay, 4 of them of course, and on the back side of the props guard you will have some LEDs, so you just need to screw the prop guard on the H26 and to plug to enjoy some LEDs and very nice and bright night flight capacities. What also you will find on the box 2 spare props only, okay, the same than the Tarantula, so if you need more you know where to take some. A screwdriver, nice one, and a bag with different screws, some to screw your gimbal, some to screw your prop guards, and the other one to also to attach your props. Okay, so the plug-in, the wiring is pretty easy. You can really be wrong. So you have to connect on the red connector on the red female socket. The 2-1 wires to control the pitch or the tilt, I don't know exactly, on the 2-1, and the 3-1 on the 3-1 free port. Okay, it's pretty easy. And BNS, you will be able to find a power switch. That's always a good idea to have a power switch. Concerning the motors, they are N50 size brush motors, like the V666 from the Double Toys or the Tarantula. It's exactly the same, but the main novelty, I hope you can see, you have a small heat shrink installed already to dissipate a little bit the heat emitted by this type of brush motor. So as you already may know, these motors are a little bit fragile versus time, but thanks to this I would say heat sink, it will, I hope, increase the durability and the lifespan of these such motors. But I strongly advise to stock at least one clockwise and one counterclockwise as per, because I will say that the average number of flights before failure is around 20-30 flights. Okay, and it's always a good idea to stock some spare props. So the size is, this type of motor are N50, okay, like the V66 and Tarantula. So if you don't find some spare one for this model, you can order from the Double Toys model or the former H16 or Tarantula, exactly the same. The props are the same. On the shaft, you have two bronze bearing, no balls bearing installed. That's a pity. So the diameter is for the 3 mm for the inner dimension by 6 for outer and 2 mm width. So exactly the same size and the Tarantula model as well. So concerning the LiPo, okay, as you can see, the LiPo is filling almost all the compartment. And the novelty versus the Tarantula is the connector. It's no more a JST, it's this kind of mini Tamiya connector, if I'm not wrong. So for me it's a drawback. I don't understand why they changed the type, maybe to sell more some spare batteries. But in any case, you can probably disconnect this connector and sell a JST one if you want to enjoy more your already LiPo, or to buy a cheaper spare batteries. Okay, so I strongly advise, as I said, to lock the battery bay with the provided screws if you don't want to lose these parts in mid-flight. The ground clearance of the landing gears, it's at least 10 or 11 centimeters. That's pretty good. And one advice also, because it happens to me, when you install your gimbal, you have a small notch and a hole. You have to clip the plastic notch into the hole, and I stressed too much this part, and it was broken. So be aware when you attach the front part of the gimbal to not be tight too much this part if you don't want to break it, but I managed to fix it with a small piece of plastic and 2 screws. That's good. So be aware when you attach your gimbal to be vigilant to not break the front part, the attached part. Okay, another part I would say is the flying characteristics. It's an amazing machine. It's, as you will see in my orders videos, this quadcopter is just amazing. The rates are just great. It's a great flyer in expert mode. It's the pitch angle should almost reach 30-35 degrees, so you have a very fast forward. I would say the main drawback of this model, it's more heavier than the Tarantula. For example, with everything installed, I can give you a comparison size. With everything installed, with the props, with the mini gimbals, with the LiPo, I will measure that. You will see that it's scale something like 400 grams, a little bit more. Okay, so it's at least 100 more than the Tarantula. because just standalone the gimbal plus the camera is close to 50 grams. Okay, the landing gears also are, it's close to 30 grams each legs, so you have at least 50 plus 60, 110 grams more of difference versus the Tarantula. A drawbacks, the camera is not, no micro SD card is provided for such expensive toys. For me it's a drawback. And well, another point, as you can see on the 3 megapixel, yes, it's true, you have a wide angle in M12 lens mount format. It's true, it's a 120 degrees of field of view. But I found the light sensitivity a little bit weak. Okay, so you need a very strong light to enjoy very well the videos. But good news, you have less jello versus the Tarantula. You know, the Tarantula with the camera module was full of jello out of the box. You have a lot of modes to do to stabilize and to reduce the jello effect. Now out of the box is almost jello free. That's a pretty good news, as you will see in my orders video. And you can of course improve the situation by inserting some piece of foam here between the battery doors, well, the bottom part of the H26 and the camera module. Insert some small sponge or a piece of foam to absorb extra vibration. That's always a good idea. For the first flight, I also strongly advise to let spinning the props in very low per tour per minute in order to, as we come to perform the braking procedure. Okay, so just during 5-10 minutes at maybe 10% of your radio, let's spin your props standalone to break the motors, and it will increase the durability of motor. Okay, it's a well-known procedure like the V66 from the Double Toys, the Tarantula. It's always the same situations. Concerning the flying durations, thanks to this 1200 milliamps per hours, I didn't mention the discharge rate. I think it's 30 C, but it's not written, but I guess it's something like this. The flying duration are great. You have at least 8-9 minutes of flying duration time. That's good. Okay, a little bit less than the Tarantula because it's a little bit more heavier, but it's still okay. Remove 1 minute when you're using the camera or when you're recording. Well, the control range is also great. First of all, because you have a power amplifier in the transmitter associated with the XN297 RF chip, and more, the antenna also is well positioned, not completely in parallel with the flying control board as usual with such kind of toys. It's more installed vertically. That's always good to extend your range in the horizontal plane. Okay, so to resume, well, really I like this model. I think for 100 bucks, something like this, it's a very good entry AP machine. It's fast. The control range is great, the camera is good, the wide angle is here, the gimbal control in practice without real-time feedback is useless. So maybe the Wi-Fi version, at least the control will be a better idea. But on the other hand, on the Wi-Fi version, they install only a 2 megapixel without any wide angle. So I hope the pure FPV version, I hope will be announced soon, will have this wide angle and the real-time feedback, I hope. Well, for the gimbal control, don't bring really some things with the pure D versions, in my point of view. Anyway, it's jello-free, it's fast, the control range, the flying duration is great, and it's pretty cheap and durable. The plastic is good, so I'm pretty confident that it will absorb crash over, if you crash over grass. Well, okay, if you're crashing over very hard surfaces, don't expect miracle. Okay, so I will conclude. Please think to stock some spare motors, one clockwise, one counterclockwise, and you will be very happy with this machine. I really like it. Well, it's the second or JJRC model recently review I really like the JJRC X1. This one is great. It's a good first AP machine for beginners who don't want to spend a lot of money into a brushless one because they're afraid to break it. This one is okay. It will be durable, I think, to most of a crash. Okay, I will conclude. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please thumb it. If you like my channel in general, please subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.